Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Little Things podcast, and I'm your host, Bella. So, today we are going to be talking about boys. That is the topic of discussion. For majority of my life, I have always kind of been the friend that a lot of my other friends come to for advice from boys, which is kind of weird because, like I mentioned before, I've never had a boyfriend, but it's kind of that thing where I have always been kind of that outside person looking in on all of my friends' relationships and all of their dating experiences. Today's episode is pretty much just going to be me talking about my experience with boys, where I'm at now, how I got here, and kind of what I'm taking away from all the experiences that I had. We can kind of start in elementary school. And, elementary school, I wasn't popular. I wasn't, fitting in with a lot of friend groups and stuff like that. I think I was just the kind of person who would have like two girlfriends and that would be it. That would be our friend group. And in elementary school, obviously I had crushes and stuff like that, but it wasn't anything like how it is now. Like I look at my siblings and my brother has gone through like 10 girlfriends and he's 16 years old. So I don't really like comparing the two. The times have changed and now is so much different from what it used to be. Then I feel like it was a lot of, oh my gosh, I have a crush on you. Check yes if you like me back. Check no if you hate my guts. Like that's how it was. But now it's with social media, it's all about like, oh my gosh, so and so made out with so and so last night. Like it's so different. Like people have boyfriend and girlfriends in like third grade. Like it's changed so much. And looking back on like how I kind of isolated myself from boys and stuff like that, it's crazy to look at now and be like, holy cow, these kids these days are getting exposed to so much more at such a young age. And in elementary school, I feel like you can have guy friends and like stuff like that, but there's no need to have a boyfriend. I feel like it just causes so many more issues. And oh, yeah, elementary school, I didn't really talk to boys. I feel like I embarrassed myself a lot in front of boys in elementary school, so I didn't really talk to them much. Same thing goes for middle school. I feel like middle school, I mean, like, I would message a guy in middle school and because that's when everybody started having phones. Everybody started getting social media in middle school. Like I would message them and I would immediately get shut down because everybody thought I was a weirdo. And I because I didn't fit into the popular group, I didn't really fit in anywhere. I was just me by myself with my close friends. So that really kind of did damage obviously on my self-esteem and how I viewed myself as a person because I felt like all these guys are like shutting me down in middle school and I'm not cool because nobody likes me. And so it kind of really affected the way how I viewed myself and how I carried myself moving on from that. And I feel like I'm not the only one either because, like I said before, I watched all my friends go through relationships and dating and boys and all that good stuff. And I'm just kind of sitting in the back, like, I don't even know what's going on. So I was kind of just like that outside person looking in a lot of those experiences. But I also felt like I embarrassed myself so much in front of boys that I was just like, there is no going back. And there, I could never do it again. So now we are in high school. And high school, I do remember having two experiences with boys. I remember freshman year, I got really close with this guy during COVID, and we would FaceTime all the time, and we would talk 24/7. We would all that kind of stuff. But I don't really remember how it ended. I don't really know how it ended. We were just talking for a good couple of months and then it really went nowhere. So then we just stopped talking. It wasn't really that big of a deal. Like I never went out on dates with him because of COVID. It was just kind of like it was kind of a friendship, honestly. But sophomore year, I remember I went out on maybe two dates with this one guy that also went nowhere. So I didn't really experience anything else other than those two boys. And, there was obviously school dances. I was obviously still seeing my friends go out with dates with guys, dating new guys, helping them through breakups, all this kind of stuff. And I was just like, I was looking at all the drama that they were going through, and I was like, I really don't want to add that in my life. And my mom, she's saying that like it's really not worth it in high school because at the end of the day, you want to be able to move on into college and not have any, I guess, strings attached or whatever. You want to be able to grow yourself and not be held back by anybody. What did you say?
I said you want to be able to fuck, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. But so now at the point in my life where I'm at, I am in my second year of college, and a month ago, I ended things with my very first boy that I ever really was kind of more than, I guess, comparing to like those two flings in high school. It was more than that. And it was really my first boy that I ever really talked to. So my closest friend Dakota, she had a family member. She obviously knew me really well. She obviously knew the boy very well. So she set us up pretty much.
For some reason, because you guys are complete fucking opposite people. So just because I
May have not made any sense, but she did it and it happened. So yeah,
and there's no going back, and we have no regrets.
and we have no regrets.
So
I pretty much first met this boy when I went to go pick up Dakota from his house, because we were gonna have like a sleepover or something, and she was over there because it's her family. So she was spending time with them, and I pretty much very like low key, like casual, like hi, like it wasn't anything special. I think I met his mom too that night, but it wasn't anything like crazy. Fast forward, it's Dakota's birthday, and she is having a very large party. It was her graduation party and also her birthday party. And this said boy was also there, obviously, because it's her family. And he even showed up there with a girl, and I don't know what they were. That's their business. But
the girl
I
ended up leaving, bawling her eyes out because that boy wanted nothing to do with her and was only fixated on Bella.
so so I obviously knew that this said boy liked me a lot. So at the end of the night, fast forward, I pretty much go up to him and go, put your phone number in my phone, which is something that I would never have done in a million years. I have no idea why I did it, but it just kind of happened. It's just something that I really have never seen myself doing, but I feel like it helped that Dakota told me that he was like kind of obsessed with me and really liked me, so it was like easier to go up to him and be like, "Hey, put your number in my phone," because I think that's the other thing that a lot of girls fear is rejection, and I feel like if I knew he wasn't like into me like that, obviously I wouldn't go up to him and say that, because I ended up going home after that. Whenever I went to ask him for his phone number, it was because I was leaving. So I then um get multiple phone calls from Dakota, his family members, and they're all telling me to come back over to the house and spend the night. So I go back over there, and I am sitting right next to Dakota, who is knocked out sleeping. And I'm getting to know this boy, and yeah, we pretty much talked until like 4 in the morning, and just got to know one another. And yeah, Dakota's just snoring right next to me, knocked the fuck out. But after that, the next morning I just left, like nothing really special happened. We continued to talk after that. Over the next couple of weeks, we just got really close with each other. And I remember the first time we officially hung out, like one on one. It was, I went over to his house by myself, and I pretty much just hung out with his family for a while. And mom, this is the one time I rode the motorcycle. I did ride his motorcycle that very first day that I hung out with him, and I had a pretty good time, to say the least. After that, we just continued to, I would go over to his family, like events and stuff like that, bonfires, cookouts, all that kind of stuff. I was getting to know his family. Like I loved everybody. Like and well, I think they loved me. But I just really had an amazing experience with this boy. Think that I kind of self-sabotaged at first and I kind of friend zoned him first and it was kind of I don't know. I don't really know. I friend zoned him first, then we started talking again and then everything was kind of like normal, but obviously it wasn't the same as what it was. And then we stopped things again and then we kept talking after that. And then the third time is when we really called it quits. I think that I really was trying for something that I kind of understood. At the end of the day, it wasn't gonna work. And it's really hard to admit that because I think that because I didn't have a relationship in the past and because this was my first one, I really just wanted to keep trying to like make things work. It obviously wasn't fair to him to like keep, you know, kind of messing with his emotions, including my own, and that's kind of where it led to. Like we were just kind of screwing with each other's emotions and obviously that's not fair to him or me. So love is just something that I really crave and finding that person and finding that relationship who, you know, kind of completes me for who I am. And I really wanted that to be him. And that's okay that he wasn't. And he taught me things, he showed me things that I didn't know. And I appreciate that. But how it ended, could I have done things a little bit differently? Absolutely. Could he maybe handle things a little bit better as well on his end? Absolutely. I think that looking back on the situation, I feel like anybody could go back and maybe fix something that maybe wasn't the best way that happened. End of the day, everything does happen for a reason. And I have kind of been trying to figure out why in the world would I have met this guy? Like, why in the world would Dakota introduce me to him? Why would I give him my phone number on this random? Like, it was just something that I was really stuck on because it ended not like so badly, but it really just hurt me a lot. And it was only like 3 months. Like, and that's something that I mentioned before. Um, I care so much about other people and I get really close to people and it's really hard for me to let go of people that I care about and I had to let go because it was in my best interest, it was in his best interest, and we both needed to move on with our lives. Is something that I have always struggled with. Really it's really hard for me to let go of things and yeah, letting go is something that is really difficult and something that I have always struggled with. Pretty much everything that I kind of experienced obviously led me to how I feel today and showed me kind of what I kind of need to look out for next time because like I said before, I this was my very first this was my very first I don't know what we call it, but yeah, we weren't anything official. I don't really know what our title was, but I feel like that excitement of my first, like the having that excitement of, oh my gosh, this is the first boy that actually likes me back. This is the first boy that I'm like hanging out with and having so much fun with. It kind of blinded me from how I was actually feeling and what was really going on. And that is something that is really bad. Yeah, looking back on it, obviously it was a pretty bumpy ending on my end. I mean, I know it wasn't anything special. It was just like we're done. But just cutting that off like so blunt, it really really messed with my head because that's something that I've always truly struggled with as a person, is just letting go of people that may not care as much about you is so difficult. You know, I mentioned before that I used to always give advice to my friends, and I always gave relationship, dating advice, all this stuff, things to look out for. And whenever this ended, I kind of turned into somebody that I didn't even recognize. Now, my friends are in the position that I was in, and now they're giving me the advice. And now they're saying, Bella, like, we don't even, like, recognize you because you're just, like, free balling this whole situation, and that is so not what you should be doing. Kind of just lost myself for a few days after that, and I just didn't really know what I was doing. I was just doing things without thinking about it. I was just acting on, I guess, impulse or whatever. And it, like I said, it brought out a part of me that I didn't recognize. And my friends, they're giving me advice. They're telling me how to handle this situation because they've been through it before. But I'm kind of just like not even taking this advice and not even listening to them. And even they're like, because they know me, my closest friend knows me best. And so my friends are like, Bella, like, this isn't who you are. Like, this is really doing some damage on your character as a person because, you know, obviously, boy will have his own feelings about me. He will have his own emotions on, you know, what kind of person I am. But at the end of the day, I need to be satisfied with how I view myself. I need to be satisfied with how I project myself to other people and how I was acting after it all ended. I'm not saying I acted like a psychopath or anything like that. It's just there was things that I could have handled better. And I know that everything happens for a reason. I say that a trillion times. But I really needed to take a step back and just be with myself and figure out what I wanted and figure out how I should handle the situation. And because I kind of lost myself after that, I was just like so like I can't even talk to him now. I can't even like do anything at all about it. So because I haven't been like just gotten so close with a boy like this before and just dropped immediately, like I not immediately, but just like let go of, but I didn't understand the emotions that I was feeling. It was I struggled to like kind of get over it, and my friends were there to help me. Dakota was there to kind of get over that, and um something that she said was out of sight, out of mind, everything heals with time. And I know that's kind of but I really just kept repeat like out of sight, out of mind, everything heals with time. Like it's going to get better. Like it's literally not that big of a deal, Bella. You're you know, I'm not crazy for feeling that way, but I feel like a lot of girls kind of struggle with that break, you know, like that breakup that just kind of yeah. And I think it was just harder um because he was my first, and I know that's kind of crazy, and I I know it's bad. I know it sounds bad, but I just was really trying to make things work, and I was really trying to hold on to the relationship that we had, and it just simply wasn't working, and that's okay. And I know I said before that I was trying to figure out like why he came into my life, and not everybody comes into your life and stays. Like sometimes the reason for them leaving teaches you more than the reason why they came into your life. And him leaving, kind of ending that relationship that we had, it really taught me a lot. Know that there are a ton of girls out there that go through the exact same thing, and the only thing I can kind of say is it really fucking sucks when that happens, but I think that having the people, the close people that I talked about before, having a village and having the people, you know, support you and distract you from, maybe some of the things that are going inside your head, it really helps. And it does get better whether you're going through a breakup or you're going through a friendship breakup. It does get better. They left your life for a reason, and they may have made your life really good and made your life really happy, and you don't understand like why they aren't, like, in your corner anymore. But at the end of the day, they can always come back. And deep down inside, like, I'll always like still think about him, and I'll always still like, I want the best for him, like I really do. And I want the best for whoever the future girl that comes along and is with him. I want the best for both of them. But I just, it's hard to like, it's hard. It really is, because we made such good memories this summer, and it's just like that's no more. Like, it's difficult, but you have to have that positive outlook, and you have to have that confidence in yourself to be like, I will find my person. My person is out there, and I will find them. And I think a lot of girls kind of, they want that relationship so bad, and they want that love so bad. But at the end of the day, all you have is yourself, and you need to complete yourself, like, before you even move on to find, the love of your life or whatever, that true love. And that's something my mom always told me. She was always like, Bella, you always need to complete yourself first. And that boy that you run into will, be an addition to your life. He won't complete your life. You shouldn't be searching for a boy that will complete your life, because you just have you. You just have your character, your true morals as a person, and you shouldn't be out searching for that person that completes the other half of you. You need to finish that other half yourself, and you need to make yourself complete before, I guess, oops, before you find your true significant other. And I'm not saying that I'm like gonna, because I'm still growing. Like I said, it's kind of a two-sided thing, because you grow throughout your whole life. So I'm really never gonna be complete until the day I die, I guess. So I'm really never gonna be complete. But just find yourself first, and find the best version of yourself first before you start looking into other relationships and other people to get to know. But yeah, don't be searching for a boy to finish you, because I'll tell you this much, girl, you are way, well, whether you are, dating girls or dating guys, you are an amazing human. You're an amazing person as a whole, just you. You don't need to find somebody else to complete you. You just, it's like a happy little addition. I really have learned a lot from this summer experience, or whatever the heck we would want to call it. But another thing I kind of want to touch point on is how relationships, like when you're in a relationship and everybody has a type, everybody has a certain kind of person they're, looking out for or kind of attracted to. And something that I would say is, try your hardest not to shorten yourself or make yourself smaller to be able to fit their lifestyle. I think that goes hand in hand with like completing yourself before you find somebody. I think that staying true to your own beliefs and what you truly believe in life, and kind of stick to those morals. And whenever you meet another person, they might not agree with you on every little thing, but they should love you and accept you for who you are, not who you're going to change into or not who you want to be you. They need to love you for who you are. That's something that everybody should want to achieve. They shouldn't have to change, their body or change their hair or change the way they act to be with another person. The person that loves you the most will love you for exactly who you are. That even goes with friendships. I think that as a society, whenever we have friend groups, we kind of form ourselves into kind of who we want to be, and we try things. And whenever we have friendships, we kind of see how they live their lives, and that's like for a whole nother topic, friendships. But when it comes to romantic relationships, I think that it's important to be your true self, and that right person will love you for who you are. But everything does happen for a reason, and I understand that this boy that I was kind of the sole key to this story that I'm talking about right now, I know that he will kind of, he's always going to have a piece of my heart, even though it was like 3 months or whatever, but I'm always going to have that to look back on. I'm always going to have all those memories to look back on and be like, yep, that was my first. And I really appreciate him being such a great person to share most of my firsts with. And, Dakota said that we're kind of like total opposites and whatever. But even though we weren't the perfect fit, he taught me a lot over the past couple weeks. And I think that is something that means a lot. It means a lot to me that he, cared about me. He kind of got me out of my comfort zone a little bit and showed me new things that I didn't know that I would like. And now I do. So it's kind of just one of those things that no matter who comes into your life, they're going to teach you something. They're going to show you something, and they're going to expose you to something that pushes you a little further into that best version of yourself. So yeah, that is where I'm at with all of my, boys, and I don't have much. I don't have much experience, but um I wouldn't change a thing. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't go back and change anything because everything kind of played out the way it needed to. And yeah, moving forward, I definitely know what to kind of look out for and kind of things to stay away from. But I think I'm at a point in my life where kind of going with the flow. I think it's best that, I'm not like going out searching for a guy or anything like that. But I think I'm excited to be single and be in this new chapter of my life, and meet new people and spend time with my friends and spend time with myself and just grow myself more into who I am meant to be. So that is pretty much all the boy talk that I have because I ain't got much of it. But if there's anything that you take away from this, um, it's really, really important that you guys find yourself and you stay true to yourself whenever you're in a relationship, whether that is with a man or a woman. Stay true to you and be who you are, and never let anybody affect that spark that you have. So that's it. That's it for today, folks. So, thanks for listening.